So we're here today with another crawl variation. We call this one the Breakdancer. And truth of the matter is this is probably as close to breakdancing as I will ever get in my life. So we're going to show you how to do it, and then if you want to hang around afterwards to hear why you should do something like this, let's check it out. Okay, so the Breakdancer. Why on earth would you ever do something that looks like this? Well, as we've talked about in previous crawling videos, crawling in and of itself is just super effective at helping to strengthen the core, helping to strengthen your stabilizers and your shoulders and your hips, and it's good for your nervous system, right? Traditionally, when we think about strength training, we look at it from the perspective of that training nourishing your musculature, right? We think about muscles and tendons and ligaments and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times we don't take into consideration nourishing the nervous system, which is the driver behind all of those things, right? Exercises like crawling, things that really have a high need for your vestibular system, kind of how you orient in the world, exercises that really require a lot of that or strengthen that are just good for your body overall. And the Breakdancer takes that and kind of turns it up a notch a little bit. And you're also going to see some of the same benefit that you would get from like a Turkish get-up, just the different positions and angles that you're rotating on the shoulders and hips. You see a little bit of that in there as well. So at the end of the day, if you're just looking for a harder version of the crawl to do, or another way to expend a little more energy or burn a few more calories, the Breakdancer is a good way to do that. But if you want something more than that, if you want a little bit of a deeper reason as to why you do an exercise like this, it's just going to strengthen you from top to bottom. It's going to tie you together just a little bit more. And the more tied together, the more tied together you are, the more you can get after some of the more traditional approaches to training that we still like to do, right? If you're a guy over 40 and you're used to training, you've got time in the gym, you probably have some mileage on your joints. So some of the stuff that you're used to doing may not necessarily work quite as well as it did when you were 20. Doing exercises like this can help to recapture a little bit of your ability to do some of those other things so that you can go back to doing the stuff you like to do. Or maybe it's not about the gym for you. Maybe it's about being able to be out in the backyard running around and playing with your kids and chasing the kids down, or going on hikes with your spouse, or whatever it happens to be. Exercises like this, like crawling, and then different variations of it can just make those things easier, so that at the end of the day, your quality of life goes up. Hope that makes sense. Give this a shot.